guys, so we have Emiliano Sordi and Chris Camozzi. This fight is a light heavyweight fight. Emiliano Sordi just won the $1 million 2 years ago. The man is an absolutely amazing striker, really good clinch work as well. A pretty big favorite right there, almost at minus 400, as a humongous favorite to win the fight. 30 years old, in the prime of his MMA career, same height and same reach from both fighters in the fight. Chris Camozzi, very good kickboxing skills, 25 wins and 14 losses. Has been fighting for absolutely forever, since 2006. 7 knockout wins, 8 submission wins, and 11 decision wins on his record. Both fighters have very good striking for sure. But you look right here, Emiliano Sordi is probably going to be a kickboxer and a jiu-jitsu guy, very strong in the clinch as well. A really good straight jab to straight right. He's very powerful as well. If you look at how many of his wins are coming by knockout, how many of his wins are coming by decision, and how many of his wins are coming by submission. 1 decision win, 7 submission wins, and 14 knockout wins. Only 1 fight going all the way, which is just absolutely insane. He has really good pressure shots against the cage. He backs you up, and once you don't really know what you're supposed to do, and your back is against the cage, that is where Emiliano just starts unleashing the power with his jab and straight right, and he lays a lot of really good shots in the clinch right there when your back is to the cage. Really good movement. He doesn't really get hit all too much because he has a really good movement, really good takedown defense as well. Loves to get his opponent back to the cage and jab to uppercut as well for sure. Very powerful straight right hand. Once he lands you onto the feet, he has a really good ground and pound, gets you down, and his ground and pound is vicious, man. Also has some pretty decent submission skills, but ultimately, if he gets you down, he's trying to ground and pound you, and he's trying to get the TKO win. Also has a very tight guillotine. He doesn't really use it to try to get the guillotine submission. He uses it trying to get the fight back up on the feet and make it more of a kickboxing fight. Very good trip takedowns against the cage. That is what he gets. That is the main way he gets the takedowns and gets you down to try and ground and pound you and finish the fight on the ground. And has a decent submission game as well, mainly consisting of rear naked choke submissions and guillotine choke submissions. Chris Camozzi definitely going to be a kickboxer as well. Had a couple of fights over there in Glory and Kickboxing right here. Yeah, a couple of fights over there in Glory Kickboxing, but very good kickboxing. A little bit of an older fighter here at 34 years old, but a lot of experience with almost 40 fights on his professional MMA record. He's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a lot of finishes coming by submission. He likes to keep the fight in the striking realm, trying to keep the fight at range, laying a lot of good leg kicks, a lot of good jabs, and a lot of good right hands. Most of his strikes are not looping punches. They're pretty much every single one of his strikes are pretty much straight punches. He doesn't like to do looping punches because that's gonna leave him open to getting shots from a guy like an absolute beast, an Emiliano Sordi. I think in the fight, ultimately, Emiliano Sordi will have the striking advantage, will have the grappling advantage, and will have the wrestling and strength advantage over Chris Camozzi. The main way I see Chris Camozzi going out there and winning the fight would probably be to win the fight at range. It's going to be really hard with a guy like Emiliano Sordi, who has really good head movement, really good movement around the cage, and he just stalks you down until you give his back to the cage, and he's just going to pressure you and pressure you and pressure you. And with that 1-2, his right hand is so powerful. There is a big weakness from Chris Camozzi. When his back is to the cage, his hands are right here. He doesn't have his hands right here, which is going to be a humongous disadvantage for a guy like Chris Camozzi, especially when he's going against a guy like Emiliano Sordi, who is so powerful, and he thrives in that clinch situation with that 1-2, with that big straight right hand. So that is definitely going to be a disadvantage for Chris Camozzi in the fight. But overall, I think Emiliano Sordi is the better striker, the better kickboxer, the better boxer, better kicks. Pretty much everywhere you look at the fight, the grappling, the wrestling, wherever you look at the fight, in my opinion, Emiliano Sordi is the better fighter. He's the stronger fighter, the more powerful fighter, the faster fighter. Pretty much every single thing, in my opinion, is going towards Emiliano Sordi to win the fight. And pretty much everyone looking at this fight is saying the fight most likely will be a knockout. If you look at how Chris Camozzi loses his professional MMA fights, only 1 fight by knockout. So that is the main reason I say the fight will go all the way. I think there is definitely a big possibility that Emiliano Sordi goes out there and gets a knockout in the first or second round, but in my opinion, Dang it. I don't know, man, because Emiliano Sordi also has pretty much every single one of his wins coming by KO TKO. So in my opinion, I think either it's going to be a first round knockout win with a straight right hand, followed by ground and pound, and get the TKO in the first or second round, or he just dominates the fight in the clinch and in the striking realm and wins the fight by 30-27 unanimous decision. So overall, my prediction for Emiliano Sordi and Chris Camozzi is Emiliano Sordi to win the fight by first or second round knockout, or win the fight in a dominant striking show by 30-27 unanimous decision. It should be a really, really good fight in the first fight of the main card of PFL #2 2021 regular season. Should be a really, really good striking fight between those two guys right there.